And our last question comes from Delano Fries, who asks, given some of Chase's moves and rumored moves recently and the potential coupon Saver X that was rumored, any predictions on whether couponization or brand partnerships across Capital One, Citi, and Wells Fargo? Lonnie, I'll ask real quick, bowing out on this one. Do you see any potential
Nope.
partnerships there?
I am not going to bow out on this one.
Take it away.
I'm not going to say there's going to be partnerships. So I'm not going to talk about the Capital One, the City, or the Wells Fargo part.
Sure.
This whole couponization, these brand partnerships, that stuff, if it's not here, it's here to stay. If it's not on the way, it's like your Uber is about to pick you up. It's coming. And if these cards, especially these brands that are not Chase and Amex, if they want a fighting chance in this game, they're gonna have to get into it. And let me tell you why. Because you can look at this in a bifurcated way. The first way is Chase and Amex are hypothetically, allegedly about to put themselves in a different tax bracket when it comes to annual fees and the type of consumers that they want to engage with, where it's going to be a lot harder for someone in their early 20s, fresh out of college, probably to get some of these higher annual fee top tier cards. Not from a financial standpoint, it's just you're not the market that Chase and Amex are going to want in the next year or two, which means that's going to open up the doors for the same market of people to go to Capital One, City, and Wells Fargo, which is not necessarily a bad thing. The bad part is those people are eventually, over time, making proper financial decisions, being good adults, and whatever else you want to say, are going to eventually end up as the desired Chase Amex consumer. And if Capital One, City, Wells Fargo don't prime that pump, don't prepare them for that jump into the Chase Amex world, that's going to shoot them in the foot. So they need to play ball. They need to get into it. And the sad part is Amex has created an ecosystem of this type of coupon world. We see Chase jumping into the same type of coupon world, even without, whenever you're listening to this, without the new Sapphire Reserve, Chase is already getting themselves inside of that coupon world. We can all agree on that.
Yep.
It's just going to get deeper. And it's one of those things where when, like, you're just thinking of the tech industry. You remember when phones were only like new phones were like $500 full retail, and now they're well over $1,000. Wait until Apple says, hey, we're going to make a $2,000 phone. And guess what? Samsung's going to turn right around and make $1,999 phone. And then Google's going to do the same thing with their Pixel. It's just one of those things that's going to happen. Chase and Amex are being that iOS ecosystem right now, where if Citi and Capital One and Wells Fargo want to stay relevant and not turn into a LG, I'm really getting to tech nerdiness now, they have to play ball. They have to. You saw what happened with BlackBerry saying, hey, we don't need apps. Where's BlackBerry now? They have to play ball.
Yep. Remember user replaceable batteries on cell phones? That was nice.
Also, a Galaxy Z Fold 6 for 512 gigabytes is $2,019.99. So we have crossed the premium. Yeah, we have crossed the premium smartphone being over $2,000. Now, a Fold is more of a niche than like the S25 Ultra or whatever, but yeah, when Apple releases their folding phone probably next year after, we might be close to that $3,000 mark. Oh boy.
I know about that, but I'm not saying nothing. But yeah, here's my other folding phone.
Is that the Pixel?
Did I show you my Did I show you my international folding phone?
I want it.
Folding phones are very popular everywhere except for North America, y'all.
Yeah.
The second you get out of here, it's wait a second, you got a regular phone? Your phone doesn't fold? That's the rest of the world, y'all.
I want the Apple folding phone. I will have it. Warts and all, Gen 1, I will have it.
Oh, I'm already buying more stock in Apple prepared for it because this thing is about to pay me.
I need another split before I don't buy. I'd love another split though.
And disclaimer, this is not financial advice. Make your own financial decisions.
Yes.
I am not a financial advisor. I am a guy on the internet.
Yes. But dear Apple, please split one more time. RJ, where do you see any predictions with further couponization brand partnerships? Any direct predictions, or what are you thinking here?
So I think with Capital One has bigger fish to fry than putting coupons on their cards. Like they just have to figure out so much more because of the Discover merger that I don't necessarily see a ton of coupons coming to them because that is energy that they are taking away from dealing with the Discover mess. For City and Wells, I think like they want people to use their cards. Ultimately, the only reason coupons are there is to get people to sign up for cards and to get people swiping them. If the internal metrics for City and Wells are 72% of people who have our cards or have the double cash or the active cash use that card 4 or 5 times a week, they might not need, quote, need to put a coupon on it, right? Like you put coupons on the platinum because the platinum is 1x except for the airlines. So you put it there to get people to use that card who might not usually be swiping that card. That's what the coupons are for. The coupons are not because these companies really love Dunkin' Donuts or DoorDash. They're there partly for partnership because cross promotion is good, but also because they want people to use the cards. So it really, Citi and Wells Fargo, it's really going to depend on what their internal numbers are for people using their cards. Because if their data says that we don't really need to do this, until we get into the upper echelon. So, the Wells Fargo Beyond, when that comes out, maybe it will because people expect the way that Chase and Amex are moving, people expect there to be a certain level of return for that annual fee other than just holding this card. Like status alone, things like that alone aren't what people are, quote, looking for. So at that point, you're going to add some coupons just so people feel like they're getting that annual feedback. But I think otherwise, if their data is saying we don't have to do this to get people to use our cards, they might not. They might reasonably not. Like a lot of the catch-all cards you don't actually see with a lot of coupons because people use those cards. Like people use the Blue Business Plus a lot. They use the Double Cash, the Active Cash a lot. They use the Freedom Unlimited a lot because they're the catch-all cards. So they don't need the coupons. It's the higher end cards that you're not going to necessarily think about swiping that get the coupons typically to get you to use them. So if we used our cards more, there would be less coupons. So unfortunately, because they're 1x for everything, most people don't want to take the haircut on half a point or a full point per dollar to do that. If you're like Lonnie and can stack 75x every time he goes to Adidas, maybe you don't need that.
No, I completely agree. I think first and foremost, if you want to avoid couponization, City, Wells, you have a very unique opportunity to attempt, and I don't necessarily expect that you will succeed, but you could attempt to create the everything card. You're gonna take a loss on it, but a City Strata Elite that is 5x dining, whatever in their portal, 3x on gas, and 2x everything else would be huge, right? Keep bringing back the prestigious 5x on dining, 3x on gas, so you have an elevated gas multiplier. Yeah, you lose groceries, but like it's a travel card, it's not a grocery card. You have other strata cards that you could have that you could move your points over from with grocery, but it's 2x everything. Now I don't need to carry a double cash. I've got a no foreign transaction fee double cash in my wallet. That's also my premium travel card. Would they also have to include some other credits on the card that would be more standard, like a $300 generic travel credit? Like all your travel for $300 is reimbursed back to you on City. Yes. And then they could start at 550 with that card. A City Strata Elite that was 5x dining, 3x gas, 2x everything is the talk of YouTube for the first month and a half, especially given City's transfer partners, and even more especially if City actually lands the plane with American Airlines. Don't know if they're capable of landing that plane. It's been 38 years. It's a really long holding pattern over JFK. It's amazing that the only nuclear power plane ever is just floating around JFK right now. That is American Airlines just waiting to be a transfer partner with the City. Wells Fargo, you could do the exact same thing. Have a really kick-ass 5x category, do an interesting 3x category, have a 2x catch-all. Yes, you're eliminating the need for the active cash. No big deal. There's folks who would carry the active cash on their person in the States and then carry this autograph beyond that was a 2x catch-all with no foreign transaction fee outside of the country. Why? Because we could tell them how to put together their wallet, put a relatively strong travel credit on it, put good multipliers on it. Citi and Wells should be trying to do we're going to take a loss on these cards for a little while, and Wells is taking a loss on another card. Don't worry about it. Take a loss on these particular cards because they're going to be so overpowered that everyone and their mother will sign up for this card. And they'll pay the $550 annual fee. And if we have to give back $300 on that $550 annual fee, they'll do it. Citi and Wells right now, they're in the position where Chase was when they introduced the Sapphire Reserve, where American Express was when they made that first answer to the Sapphire Reserve, where you can still do a lot in terms of getting back strong and really good value. Now you have to make a card that is so ridiculously overpowered compared to the other ones. You're going to take a loss. Know that you're going to take a loss, but you're going to create so much goodwill for your brand that you don't have to worry about adding in what's next. Grubhub? Who's going to grab the Grubhub credit every month? That's not American Express. Who's going to get the Seamless credit? Are you going to partner with Waymo because Uber is getting closer and closer to American Express and there's no way to stop it? Are you going to try to cut in on Chase and Lyft? No, then what's your rideshare partner? Who knows? Right? There's one in New York City that I think is called Revel. There's Waymo. I don't even know any other ride shares, right? Are you going to try and like partner with some electric vertical takeoff and landing taxi company that like drives everywhere? No, like what other options are like Citi, Cap One, and Wells will be left fighting for scraps or trying to make deals with the same sort of deals that Chase and American Express have, but they're not going to get most favored nation status that Chase and American Express already have with the Lyfts, the Ubers, the DoorDashes of the world. Now you've got to like maybe make something work with Grubhub, and you don't have a rideshare option. So do a generic rideshare credit, and now it's more money out of your pocket compared to making that partnership. I don't know. I personally think that your partnership should be we're going to give you free membership and we're going to give you elevated earnings. So yeah, it's coming out of both of our pockets, but you're going to get a better experience across the board. Would be the way that I would approach it if I was at Capital One, if I was at Citi, if I was at Wells Fargo, if I was at any other bank that was looking to jump into travel, because I don't think those are three banks. I think there's more banks that would love to get into the travel game as well. Like PNC would love to jump in and become more of a national player. I'm sure Citizens would love to get out of regional bank status. Huntington would love, I'm sure, would be a great bank to get out of the Midwest. Like their cards, they have one card, but it's a ridiculously strong card. If they went into travel, they could do well. The coupon wars are here. Like I did a little 4-part mini series on my channel, like explaining they're here, man. Chase and Amex are leading the way. Capital One will probably jump in and bungle it. Citi, I don't know what side of the bed Citi, like what part of Harvey Dent Citi is going to be at any given time. They're just going to flip a coin and go with God. Wells Fargo would just be best to kind of stay out of the fray on it because they already have a bad reputation. They got to fix their reputation, which is silly and stupid, but it is what it is. I don't know, but Citi, make the Strata Elite like a 2x catch-all, and Wells, make the Autograph Beyond a 2x catch-all. You'll land so many new customers. At least me. Can't speak for my colleagues. All right. So that's going to do it for questions.